Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college.
Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cutshield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cutshield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut-resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cutshield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today. Welcome to GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, and with me are two very special guests from the Grove City Ladybirds organization, also a part of the Grove City Hockey organization. I've got Ashley, who's also the director of merchandising, and then I have Janna, who is married to our former co-host, Colin Corbett. How are you two ladies doing?
Doing fantastic.
Doing good.
Good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on the pod. I know it's late. It's not really that late in Pittsburgh, but hey, here we are. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to jump on and talk to us a little bit about the Grove City Ladybirds. For starters, why don't you tell us how the Ladybird idea came about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of like to say that it was a perfect storm. Janna and I were talking the one day, Flan, my significant other, and Colin and I and Janna were all just kind of hanging out. And Janna has always wanted to play goalie. That's some psychotic dream that she has or had.
How to be psychotic to be married to a goalie.
Very fair. Very fair. But we were kind of just chit-chatting, and I was sitting there trying to think of a couple different things. I was thinking about how we could increase our YouTube numbers during the off-season, how we can get more people in the stands during tournaments, how we can create a stronger Ladybird community. And in whatever conversation Janna and I were having, she mentioned how she really wanted to play goalie, and it was kind of like a light bulb went off. And I don't know if it was me or if it was Janna or if it was kind of just a shared thought, but that's how the idea of the ladies only hockey game came up, which ultimately sparked the Ladybird tournament.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a pretty amazing event. It happened after one of the Grove City tournaments, if I'm not mistaken, from MyHa, and you guys had a very good turnout and an even better turnout online with the streaming, and I think that kind of surprised you guys as well, right?
Yeah, I know for me, I don't want to speak for Janna. I know it was a pretty big surprise. I figured a bunch of the players would hang around after we had Sky and Mike coaching, so I knew they're gonna drum up a crowd in person. But I was surprised that we had as many views after the fact that we did.
Yeah, it was very nice to see so much support for what we did and so much support for the Ladybirds in general.
Yeah, and I actually had turned in and watched a few minutes of it myself before I had to run outside to take care of some other business. But yeah, it was pretty cool because I was like, man, this is so cool. To be able to see, you guys getting together to play a game that some of you may not have really had a chance to play other than in PE school, when you were in elementary or middle school or high school. And so to be dating, some hockey players, and then was like, you know what, I want to give it a try, really shows a lot of courage, which is something that also brings me to my next point, with the fact that you guys were not only doing this just to play hockey, but you guys were doing it for a special cause, right?
Yeah. We wanted to raise money for Project Remission. Through the event, we were able to actually raise $300 for Project Remission, which was absolutely fantastic. I think Jake says it in the broadcast itself, but Amanda with Project Remission has come out and supported Grove City Hockey since the start, whether it's an Ironman tournament or just any random event that is happening in Grove City. She always makes it a point to come out and try to support us. So we wanted to give back to her and give back to the community, because that's what Grove City really focuses on, growing the game and trying to give back where we can.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about what Project Remission is and why it's really important for those of us to give back?
Yeah. So Project Remission is a charity. Words are difficult tonight, apparently. But it's a charity she creates. Amanda is the main creator and facilitator, I guess is the word I'm looking for. She creates a lot of recovery items for cancer patients and other people that go through surgeries. It doesn't have to be cancer specific, but she did start the company as a result of her own husband having gone through cancer treatments. She makes a lot of things like port pillows and chemo caps and recovery pillows, walker bags. I was on her website earlier today. She's got footed blankets, just anything that would help make any type of recovery or any type of recurring treatment a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more accessible. She's even got, I think she calls them adaptive shirts and sweaters that you can wear that have easy access for all of the medical needs, but aren't like that scratchy, gross material that hospital attire is. So it's definitely a great cause. Amanda's a fantastic person. I can't say enough about her.
Yeah. Now, if we wanted to donate now after the fact, where can we go for that? Do you have any? Where that is?
She does have a Facebook profile. It's just Project Remission LLC. I know she is also on Etsy. There's a percentage of the funds for every purchase that is made that is donated. When you're at the actual event, she's always got it's like $5 for a port pillow that you can donate and send over to cancer patients. So you can do that in person. And I can always get an address as well to be able to send monetary donations if you didn't want to purchase something separate.
Yeah, I think that would be great. We'll pop that up on the bottom of this during the episode, and we'll make it look really good for those that want to donate outside of, maybe they're not able to make it to an event, but they can still donate and still feel being a part of Project Remission, which I think is a great cause. Janna, so let's jump back to you talking, and I can just picture this conversation with you and your husband, Colin, because I'm pretty sure I've had the same conversation with him. As far as just like, I'm totally going to get you one way or another. So walk me through, you wanted to jump in and play goalie. Was it something that you wanted to do like ever since you were a kid, or pretty much ever since you started watching him play and realized, hey, I could probably do this?
Definitely more since I've been watching him play. I actually truthfully was never really a hockey person or had any interest in. I also grew up in Ohio and in Cleveland, so we didn't have a hockey team, so it's just not anything I grew up around. But after, obviously being with him for a few years and watching him play and getting to see the game a little bit more, it's definitely something that I've been more interested in. And even just skating in general, I've talked about wanting to do roller derby. But yeah, it definitely started off as more of a just who could beat who kind of competition. And we were just kind of joking around about one of us or both of us each getting in one side of the net and maybe having Joe shoot on both of us and see if I could do better than him. So definitely it was competitive forward, but that's why I like that we did this event, because I got a little practice and got to test it out a little bit. I just really hope that next time we do this, it's not directly after a MyHaul event, or I would consider getting my own equipment, because his after 4 games throughout the weekend was a little gross.
It's probably soaking wet.
It was. It was
an
cold and
understatement.
wet, and it wasn't fun. But
And none of the gear fit any of us. Let's be real.
no, we all honestly did really good, considering that we probably couldn't see half of the time, and the gloves were falling off of our hands.
Yeah, definitively. And Janna, I want to give her a lot of kudos. We may have our team, I was on Janna's team, and we may have lost the game pretty abysmally, but Janna did a fantastic job in net. We just didn't give her very much support.
Well, there's always next time. And now, do you guys have any plans for a future event? I know it's probably pretty early, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, but it is a question because I'm very curious.
It is something that we've talked about. There's nothing set in stone yet. We did decide it's not going to be after another MyHaul event, because that was a very long day. But yeah, we are talking about doing it. It would probably be a once a year thing, just something to get all of the ladies together, try to, again, strengthen that Ladybird community, see what we can do about getting everyone to know each other a little bit better and finding another cause, whether it's Project Remission, an animal shelter, any of them. So there are talks. There's just nothing definitive yet.
Well, I'm excited to see how that turns out. I was even trying to get my wife to do the interview with you ladies instead of having me do it, because I thought it would have been really cool. And my wife looked at me and she goes, I don't know, I'm not doing that. And she's like, well, come on. I think it would be really cool. But next time you guys host an event, I will try to do my best to bring her down, so that way we can all see the event live in person, and that way we can have another great conversation about it. I think it would be really cool.
We'll have to get her playing.
Oh, for sure. She definitely does love hockey. She grew up in a hockey family. Our daughter is obsessed with hockey and soccer, which is crazy. And my son, he wants to play hockey, and he plays soccer right now. But he's at that. He's 5, so it's like, But definitely our daughter she's definitely going to be the athlete, because she is kicking the soccer ball left and right like it's going out of style. But she, I got a couple of sticks not too long ago, and she crawled right over and started playing with them right away. So she's going to be pretty interesting.
Your daughter's little then?
She's 20 months, so she'll be 21 months here in a couple of days. So
it's exciting.
Yeah, they're a great age, so 2 kids under 5. So we had a busy day earlier today doing Easter eggs. So we'll see how it turns out for them going to bed. So
yeah.
But,
the reason that I asked her age is one of the players of the Ladybird event was actually from the Grove City Thunderbird youth team. So if she was old enough, I was going to say, hey, she could just join us, but that's all.
Yeah, not yet, but when she does, she's definitely going to be interested in doing these type of events. I can tell you that much for sure.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I want to thank you 2 ladies for taking the time to jump on the pod to tell us all about the Ladybirds of Grove City, and I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to do this.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
That's going to do it for this episode of GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, alongside Chris Greco. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe on all our platforms on YouTube and on Spotify. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Cheers.